Welcome once again to this YouTube channel. Today we're gonna look at how we select the days from a given month. What do I mean? Is this, I come here and select a date for whatever months, select a month. For example, we have May 2024. I come here, I say, give me all the Mondays in this May. There you go, it gives you that. Give me all the Tuesdays in May. It gives me that. Give me all the Thursdays in May, and so on. This is what we're going to do. It proposes a number of Google Sheet functions that we're going to look at. I'm going to take you step by step. So let's jump into it. We have the similar setup here. I've put up a drop down here, which lists the days of the month from Sunday to Saturday. So let's think about the logic first. I want Mondays in a given month. So if I want Mondays, I need to first get all the days of that month. Then I find a way how to pull out the Mondays or pull out the Tuesday or whatever that you want. So the first step is let's get the days, all the days of a particular month. Now, to do that, I'm going to use the sequence function. So the number of rows, if I say 30 rows, I'm going to take you step by step. If there are 30 days, but I'm going to make this one dynamic. But let me first show you the logic. Then I want one column, the start day. The start day is going to be date. It has a year, which I'm going to extract from this, comma. It has a month, which I'm going to extract from this, comma, and it has a day, maybe starting with 1. Then increment, step is increment by 1, close brackets. What is the problem here? Expect 3 arguments, but got 4. Okay. There should be a bracket here. Press enter, and there you go. So when I pick this down, I can just format these into this format. And here I get the days of the month. So in the month of April, if you can check your calendar, the first day was a Monday, then you run down up to Tuesday as the last day. Having got this, now the issue will be, how do I extract the Mondays from this? How to extract the Mondays? You can use the filter function. Then the other thing that you need to think about is, how do I know that it is a Monday? How do I know that it is a Tuesday? Of course, I cannot just say filter Monday here, and it's because this is a date, it's not gonna work. So there's another Google Sheet function called weekday, so which takes a date. This is a date, like so. There you go. So if it is a Monday, you can see it gives me 2. And if it is a Tuesday, it gives me 3 and 4 and so on. So I need to tell my filter function that when you see a 2, know that it is a Monday, then pull it out. When you see a 3, know that it is a Tuesday, then pull it out if at all that's what we are querying is in the selection box here. So now, having understood this, let's see how the filter function is going to work. So I'm going to say the filter function, I give it a range. This is my range here, comma. Now the condition will be that the values in this range, I select it again, which will be, let me just copy it from here, be 6 to B35 must equal to, remember I used the weekday, actually it should be the weekday of those days. If I put a 1, then it will pull out all the Sundays. So I close my brackets, and there you go. So you see that, and these dates, it works from 1. 1 is a Sunday, 2 is a Monday, 3 is a Tuesday. So for example, when I put 3 here, I get all the Tuesdays. Okay? So I'm taking you step by step. First step was to get all the days of the month, which I pulled out. The next step was to use the filter function to pull out particular days in the month. Okay? Now, for now, maybe let's combine these two here. But before I combine these two, also there's an issue here. Now April has 30 days. Suppose it has 31. If I put 31, you see, it does work. April, but actually April doesn't have 31 days. It has 30 days. So I need to make this first value dynamic, and it chooses the particular days of the month. So how do I make this dynamic? This is the last day of the month. So to do that, and there's another function called end of month. Then I'm gonna give it any day in this month. Then I say 0. There you go. So it gives me 30th April as the last day of the month. But remember, my sequencer function needs to know the number of rows which are equal to the number of days in the month. Okay? That's one advantage. The number of rows should be the same as the number of days in the month. So in the month of April, we have 30 days, and the number of rows that we need should also equal to 30. So when I do the end of month date, it is going to give me the last day of the month. And from this last day of the month, I'm going to extract the date of 30. I'm going to extract this 30. So how do I get that 30? I'm going to use the day function and close this one in that, and therefore I get the 30. Now this function here is what I'm going to use here to make my days dynamic, so that I don't have to come and keep hard coding. So when I copy that function and I put it in here, you can see it works fine, and the last day is 30. I want to try it for date less than 30, for example, Feb, pick any day there, then it goes up to 29. There you go. So that one becomes dynamic. So this function gives me all the days of the month, which is dynamic. It can adjust depending on the number of days, which is good. Then the next thing I did here was use the filter function. The filter function gave me the Tuesdays in a given date. So what I'm gonna do, I want to combine these two because I don't want to litter my sheet with all these other things. So how do I combine these two? So you're gonna observe that when I go to this filter function, it has B6 to B35, B6 to B35. And B6 is the one which generates this here. So B6 is there, and it goes up to there. So what I'm gonna do is where there is B6 to B35, I'm gonna put there this function here. So I copy that, and I come here, B6 to B35, I'll be filtering that. This is the data I'm gonna filter, and I'm gonna get the weekday of the full range of dates, which is got by this function, and I'm saying is equal to 3, which is a Tuesday. When you do that, then you need to format these days. So in this case now, I no longer need this, so I can delete that and my function still works fine. So I have one more problem to sort out. And when you look at this function, you see that I have to come here and hard code. I put a 1 to get a Sunday. I put a 2 to get a Monday. But I don't want to keep hard coding that 2. I want it to be run by this select drop down here. I need to come and select Monday there and then have my result right here. So how do we do that? Now, I thought of, I need to think of, I'm going to use the X lookup function. Let me explain how it's going to work. So I have the days of the month of the week, which is Sunday. Then I have Monday. Then I have Tuesday, Wednesday. We have Thursday. Actually, what I can do here is just drag down instead of typing one by one. And there I go. And we have noted that the weekday starts from, if you say weekday of a date, if it is a Sunday, it will return 1. The Monday, it will return 2, like so, then like so. So I want to use the X lookup function, and I'm going to say search. What I'm going to search, I'm going to search from this drop down, C2, put a comma there, and the lookup range. This C2 is Monday. Look it up in this range here, then put a comma, and when you find it, then pick the result of your finding from this column here. That's all I need. There you go. It returns a 2. Now, why does it return a 2? We have a Monday here. It came, looked for Monday, then returned the 2. So this is how so if I change this to Sunday, looks for Sunday, and returns a 1. If I change this to Wednesday, looks for Wednesday, it finds the 4 and returns 4 right there. Now, remember this 4 is what I need to put right here. So I'm trying to build the function of this 4. Now, because I don't want to keep these ones here, of course, now what I can do, instead of this, I could just come and pick this. I copy this. I'm going to further improve it. And I put this one equals 2. So instead of 2, let's make it dynamic by putting another function, which I have selected right there. And there you go. So now in this case, if I come and select a Sunday, there you go. It gives me all the Sundays. So let me drag and put them there. It gives me all the Mondays. It gives me all the Tuesdays. Now, if I deleted what is here, it's going to affect my function here. And the reason for that is because for this one to work, it needs this information here. So I want to eliminate this information so that I have this and only this. So what it means that when I go into this function, you can see the D11, which is these days here, to D17 are being picked from there, and these numbers are being picked from here. So what I have to do, I need to replace these with these static values right here. So how do we do that? So you can, of course, use the long route, but I'm going to use a shortcut. So I'm going to use another function called the text join function. And I want to join the Sunday to Monday. So in my quotes, so what will be joining Sunday to Monday? I'll need single quote, I'll need a comma, and another single quote. That is the one which will be between the Sunday and the Monday, because I want quotes to separate my values. Then comma, if there is a space in this list, leave out that space, but it doesn't matter in this case, so I just put true. And the last function is the array, which is B11 to D11 to D17. So I said D11 to D17, and I think I've missed, when you have the opening quote here, I need to have a closing double quote there, and there you go. But I also need a quote at the beginning, so I can just put that by using double quote, single quote, then double quote and n%. When I do that, you can see there's a quote at the beginning. I also need another quote at the end, where I can do n%, double quotes, and in between the double quotes, I put a single quote. So you see, I've got these days in this format. So let me copy and do a special paste, values only. So I no longer need this. But for my function to work, because the objective is to replace these ones here, actually this here with this. But for this one to work, it needs to be in double quotes. So I need to control find and then come and say replace. So I'm going to say single quotes, replace them with double quotes. And I'm going to say this sheet and say replace all, done. So this is what I have. Now, because I want to make my function dynamic, instead of having D11 to D17, which is this one here, these are the dates, I'm going to have this here. So I'm going to copy this, escape, come to my function here, then in curly braces, paste that there. And then this E11 to E17, E11 to E17, these are numbers. So what I can do, I can put curly braces here, and I put my numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And hopefully it's going to work. And there you go. So after all this, I can delete all this. And you can see my function is not affected. So when I come and say Sunday, Sundays have a problem. Mondays are working. I think Sunday has a space. So let's go back to our function here. There's a space here on Sunday, which I need to remove. Press enter. Let's check again. There you go. Sundays. Then I come here, Thursdays. Now you can see the heading also changes. What I've done is I've said, take this and add there an S. So that when it changes there, it also changes here. So I can say Saturdays, it brings all the Saturdays. Now it's very dynamic. I can go to another month, maybe some years back in September. I see all the Sundays in September 2023. all the Mondays are there, all the Fridays are there, and so on. So this is how you can select particular days in a month. Given you just need to select a month and select the day that you want, and then it will be filtered from here. In short, to recap what I've done, I first got all the days of the month. Then I used a filter function to filter out particular days that I want. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you have not, and see you in the next video. Ensure you like this video to encourage me produce more videos like this one. Thank you for watching. Please have a great day. That's all I have for you today.